providing support for existing small businesses in our community?
Well, I think it's real simple. The number one thing we got to do is start patronizing these places. I mean, you got Harry's Moon Dance, yet people will go to Starbucks. How is a business like that going to survive? We have the Two Brothers restaurant that just opened up on 27th Street. Are people actually going there? Or are they going to McDonald's? Or are they going to a place out of Franklin? It's very difficult for let's say a restaurant to make it in the city because we don't have a lot of business here. And if we don't actually go to those places to begin with, others are watching. If we keep on putting buildings up and they keep on failing, who's going to come into Franklin? That is an issue. You took a look, we had 2 Sendics here at one time. We're down to 1. That failed. We have the Wyndham Hills, the shopping center. That is not doing so well. So I think what we have to do is start actually going to the establishments that are here in Franklin and promoting them ourselves. You only can do so much with the internet and websites. I mean, I know we talked about maybe doing something with the city's website, and I think that maybe at the technology committee, I'm not sure, but yeah, I think it is. Maybe. Anyways, I think what we need to do is just start promoting the local businesses the best we can by actually going there and spending money.
Mr. Kosovich, what are your thoughts and suggestions on the city providing support for existing small businesses in our community?
Well, Mr. Taylor answered some of the questions pretty well as far as patronizing our own businesses within the city. But that doesn't necessarily bring up the point, what can the city do to help? I've actually been talking to a Franklin business, Franklin Automotive on Ryan Road. Mr. Jim Minnelli has been there for a few years. I spoke to him originally when he wanted to put his business in there. And it seems to be a thriving business, very nice. But he also wants to grow his business. He wants to add a second building for his automotive, and he wants to get into restoration projects. He wants to add a third building for future retail or office space rental. Now he's willing to invest $1 million of his money to put these buildings up. But if he doesn't have tenants, he's going to be paying some pretty heavy taxes on this. So what he's thinking, or what he's asking for consideration on, is maybe some type of a moratorium or a reduction in rates on unoccupied buildings. If they're putting the money up there to help grow the community and try and draw new businesses into the area, we should probably try and give them a little bit of a tax break until they are fully established and fully occupied. I think that's one way that the city could work to help develop new businesses and help expand existing businesses. That's just one example. I'm sure there's more out there, but I've been working with this individual recently, and it is something that he's got a good plan, he's got a nice business, it's clean, it's well run, and he takes care of his customers. And I'd like to see more of that type of thinking as far as trying to draw new businesses in or try and help existing businesses expand without hitting them full bore until they are established. Thank you.
Up next, Mr. Schick. What are your thoughts and suggestions on the city providing support for existing small businesses in our community?
This is a really good question. In District 3, I'm sure Kristen would agree, is the number of buildings, if you will, and smaller buildings that are unoccupied. I don't know how many have ever been to Moon Dance there on 27th Street. Harry is the name of the proprietor in there. I'll tell you what, you ask him a question, just one simple question. How's it going, Harry? Go in there. I dare you to go in there and ask him that. You're going to get a lecture about how things are going. So I think one of the things we have to do is, rather than thinking we have the answers, I think what we need to do is pull a group of these small businessmen and businesswomen in and say, what is it that keeps you either from coming in here, or what is it that is restricting you from either expanding, or like Harry will tell you, like the troubles he is having. We have to find out from them. And that's what I think we need to do, is pull them in, because right now, in the area I live in, just driving a couple blocks from Harry's, and where Kristen lived just a couple blocks, we love going in there, and I would hate to lose Harry's. But we will unless we figure out from them how we can keep them here. That's where you got to start.
Next, Ms. Wilhelm. What are your thoughts and suggestions on the city providing support for existing small businesses in our community?
Well, I go back to increasing promotion. We don't market our city enough. That's the number one thing. 2, removing restrictions on parking restrictions, setback restrictions that require them to be so far set back that we use up usable land in areas where we want to see development. The third one is providing connections. And anyone who's been down 27th Street and has tried to get from one business to another knows you have to go in and out, and with the DOT blocking off a lot of those in and outs on the main part of 27th Street, it makes it even harder to get to those businesses. So people are sort of bypassing that area because it's just difficult to deal with. And I think that making connections between them, even pedestrian connections, would help that situation. Also, patronizing the businesses, like I've said, and some of the other people have said here. The infill, we need to infill despite the downturn in the economy. The 3rd District has seen the Dental Associates, the Steinhoffel's Mattress come in, Anytime Fitness, the Any Lab Test Now. Of course, the Hanson's, the Walmart's not really small business, but that helps make the community more attractive, and also Lakeshore Medical Clinic and the Inspire Salon. So we have had some, I think we could lower the rent per square foot. That would help out a lot of the businesses. And the other thing you might not know about is there's an equipment tax on people that have, say, I don't know if it's exactly like a refrigerator or whatever. So if you buy it, you pay taxes for it, you buy it, and then the city taxes them on the equipment that they have as well. And looking into finding a way to remove that would be a great idea.